everyone, it's Ian, the singing budgeter, and I'm so glad we have this time together. So welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm a singer-actor here in Orlando, Florida, and I'm on a journey to becoming debt-free. Alright, so in today's video, we are going to be doing a breakdown of my very first paycheck in the month of October of 2023. And I don't know about you guys, but I am so happy that it is finally fall. Man, here in Orlando, it just is brutally hot for so many months, and we are finally starting to see some temperatures falling, and it is so refreshing. I can't tell you how wonderful it is. But I'm hoping everybody's having a great week. If you watched my last video, you know that this month is going to be a little bit different in terms of my budgeting than previous months, and that's because student loans have started back up again, and unfortunately, it's looking like I'm going to have a bit of a deficit at the end of the month, but I'm hoping to make some of that back with some extra money here and there with my paychecks, but I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to work out. But we're going to start with my very first paycheck, so let's begin. Alright, so the first thing that I always do is check in with my calendar just to kind of see how the week is going to play out. So let's head on over there. Alright, so if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that I budget paycheck to paycheck, and the very first 4 days of the month of October were actually taken care of by my last paycheck in the month of September. So my first paycheck is actually from October 5th through October 11th. And it's looking like I have some bills that are due, and those are going to be in gray. So I have my HOA, a couple of subscriptions with Paramount Plus and Wow Presents Plus and Apple Care Plus and iCloud storage. And then looks like my internet is due. And then also looks like I have my normal $10 savings that are going to be deposited into my online savings account. But other than that, it's looking pretty much like a normal week. There are no extra expenses that I'm expecting. So let's get right into budgeting then. All right, so let's head back. And I like to start, as always, with my income. And I usually have a couple of streams of income, but this month is a little weird just based on the dates. And it's looking like I'm only going to have my full-time job, and then it also looks like my rewards from my credit card are going to come in, but my church job and other things like that just fall outside of my date range for my paychecks this month. So looks like I'm just going to have to stick with what I've got. So let's start with my full-time job. And I'm a 40-hour employee, as you know, and I always want to budget just for those 40 hours, even though I can make some overtime here and there. But it comes so few and far between that I never want to actually budget for it. So I stick with my 40-hour-a-week paycheck amount, and that is going to be $922.31. And that is it for my income for this week. So as we total that up, it is $922.31. Pretty easy. All right, so let's scroll down next to my debts and expenses. Now, I have a couple of debts. I have my mortgage, and then I have some credit card debt and my student loans, but none of those fall within this week's paycheck, so I'm not going to be budgeting for any of that. So we can skip debt and go straight on into my bills. First up is my HOA, and that is going to be $8 due on the 5th. All right, and then next is my subscription with Paramount Plus, and that is going to be $7.93 due on the 6th. All right, so next we have Wow Presents Plus, and that is going to be $5.37 due on the 8th. Next we have Apple Care Plus, and that is for my cell phone. And I kind of like what they're doing now at Apple, where you can buy kind of a subscription to Apple Care, And you can have it as long as you want until you want to stop paying, and then the coverage will go away. But I will hold on to the Apple Care Plus just in case my phone gets damaged or stolen. So Apple Care Plus is going to be $9.99, and that is due on the 8th. And don't mind the sounds in the background. Those are fireworks over at Magic Kingdom. I live that close, which is kind of cool. Get to listen to some fireworks every night, which is really awesome. All right, and then next we have iCloud storage, because who doesn't have iCloud storage these days? And I have 2 terabytes worth, and that comes to $10.69, and that is also due on the 8th. And then last we have my internet that is due, and that is going to be $54.99, and it's going to be due on the 9th. And if you watched my last video, you saw that I was able to renegotiate my internet down to $54.99 after it bumped up to $69.99 because my promotional period ended. But as I say all the time, you can definitely negotiate these kinds of things with your providers. So if you ever feel like you're paying too much, I highly recommend calling them and seeing if you can lower your monthly payment. They actually upgraded me in terms of my internet speed on top of lowering my payment. So yeah, I'm very happy about that. All right, so those are going to be my bills for the week. And so if we scroll down and we add those all up, it comes to $96.97. All right, now on to my cash envelopes, and those have not changed. It's still groceries, eating out, car, fun money, and last is miscellaneous. All right, so because of my student loans coming back, I had to kind of change how I was budgeting, and where it was mostly affected was my cash envelopes and my sinking funds for the month. And so for this week, I usually have been budgeting $100 for groceries and $100 for eating out, but I've had to lower those amounts. And honestly, it's probably good that I'm lowering it anyway because I'm not spending that amount weekly. At least I haven't been. So I'm lowering it, not by a whole lot, but by some. And if I find that I'm not spending that amount of money, then I'm going to lower it again. But this is kind of a trial period to see, what my spending is for groceries and eating out, because I'm still trying to figure that out. So for this week, I'm going to be doing $87.50 for groceries and for eating out. Just a little bit off the top, and we'll see how it goes. All right, and so for car, I couldn't really do any adjustments because the distance between me and my full-time job hasn't changed, and the amount of gas that I use hasn't changed. So I have to budget the same amount, which is going to be $50 for the week, and that covers tolls and gas. And then next will be fun money and miscellaneous, and I usually have been budgeting $50 for each. Fun money is money that I can spend on anything, and then miscellaneous is money that I spend on things that are not in any of these 4 categories. All right. So for this week, I'm going to be budgeting $37.50 for fun money and miscellaneous. And if you watched the last video, I'm hoping not to spend the full amount for my cash envelopes, just to continue to make some of that money back so that I'm not at a deficit at the end of the month. But if I actually hit this amount, that's totally fine. But I'm going to start with this and then maybe start adjusting as we go along. If I'm not spending quite that much for groceries and eating out, and if I'm a little bit more frugal with my fun money, and then if I'm more responsible with my miscellaneous spending, I'm hoping that I can come in under budget, but we'll see. So those are going to be my cash envelopes for the week, and that total comes to $300. And then with sinking funds, I'm not going to be able to do much with my sinking funds this month. I still will put some money towards my niece and nephew's investment accounts, but that is going to be it. So I'm going to wait until next week to do that budgeting. So I'm going to leave that blank for now. And then for extra expenses, I'm not expecting anything, crossing fingers, because I'm already at a deficit. So nothing there. And then last we have investing. The only thing that is going to be due for investing this week is for my online savings account. And that's just going to be $10. And that'll be taken out on Friday. All right, so let's tally all of this up. So with my income, we have $922.31. No debt this week. Controllable debt will be at $96.97. My cash envelopes will be at $300. Nothing for sinking funds or extra expenses. And investing is right there at $10. So when all is said and done, I should have a buffer of $515.34. And that money will be rolled over into next week's paycheck budget. And if I, for some reason, have any extra money left over at the end of the month, that is going to be when I put that money towards my debt, which is my credit card. I'm hoping, I'm crossing fingers, but it's not looking good at the moment. But that is the joys of budgeting. You win some, you lose some, but you're always learning, always trying to figure it out. So this month is definitely going to be different, and that's okay. So that's where we're going to leave this video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, have a musical day.